Okay, so we should be ready to go and ready to start this workshop, getting ready for 2025 on how to release all stories and reprogram yourself to thrive in 2025. So I know some of you do a lot of healing and a lot of inner work, and you've probably done some New Year's resolutions, or maybe you've done some goal setting for the year. This session is going to have a very different approach. Is going to be very experiential. It's going to be a lot about connecting with the body, a lot about going within, ceremony, setting intentions, working with the subconscious mind, with the healing meditation that we're going to be doing. So I'm sure you will get something from it, even if you've done a lot of inner work before with regards to building the vision for 2025 already. So all you need, like I said before, is if you can be in a space where you're not going to be disturbed, if you can turn your notifications off, the more you can relax, the more you can connect with yourself, the more you can be in the present moment, the more you're going to get from this session. And if you have pen and paper for any insights that might come up, I'm sure they will. So if you have pen and paper to write down some insights, some ideas, that will also be helpful. And if you have a candle handy to join the fire ceremony, you will see that we do it in a very simple way, nothing fancy, and very safe, of course. But if you don't have, if you're not in that space, or if you don't have pen and paper, you don't have a candle, you can still join with the intentions and just becoming aware of anything that might come up. So the first thing that I'm going to invite you to reflect on is the vision you have for 2025. If there is anything calling to you, if there is a theme in particular. So for me, for example, this year, I've had a couple of signs, and yeah, my intuition has been telling me that this year has to be, the core theme has to be about passion. And at the beginning, I thought, I'm not sure how that's going to go, because I'm going to have a baby in early March. I'm pregnant at the moment. And the year you have a baby, you would think that the theme should be something different. But I kept getting signs and synchronicities. So yeah, so that is and then thinking about it, I thought, well, it makes sense that in a year where I'm going to be fully dedicated to taking care of someone else, I still remember to do things with energy, with joy, with, the things I do with passion, with energy, with intention behind it. A Pisces baby, yeah, actually, like me, I'm also a Pisces. So yeah, not sure when you'll come. Due date is 9th of March. Oh, you too, Claudia. Oh, lovely. Yeah. Very intuitive people. So yeah. Vanessa, me too. Oh, 7th of March. I'm 16th of March. So yeah, but we'll see. So yeah, so think about your vision. See, I'm saying I had a leap year baby, 2023. Yeah. So yeah, so thinking about this vision, it could be a theme, it could be specific goals that you have in mind, it could be areas of your life that you want to improve. It could be that you have no idea whatsoever about what you want to focus on for 2025. And that's a beautiful place to be in, because it means that you're in a place where you know you want to leave something behind. You know something needs to change. But very often, when we start our healing and personal growth process, we feel that something is not quite right, that something needs to change. You start to feel this desire to come out of your shell or the box. and expand yourself and grow, but you don't know exactly what that is about. You don't know if it's about career. You don't know if it's about moving to a different country or a different city. You don't know if it's about changing your tribe and the people you surround yourself with. You have no idea, and that's perfectly fine. That's a great point to start. And actually, sometimes when we set very specific goals, we can limit ourselves, because when we write goals or a vision for 2025 from the logical mind is great for some things, but it's not very magical, and it can be very limited. It works a lot based on what it knows, based on what you can see the possible, based on what has happened before. So actually, sometimes being in that place of not knowing what you want to do with your life can be a really beautiful place to just be open to signs, to synchronicities. So in that case, just focus on clarity. The intentions and all the work we're going to do are going to be around getting clarity, and that's it. And if that's all you can think of for 2025, that's perfectly fine. So here you can be creative and write it in a piece of paper. You can draw. You can do this with elements of nature. I really love it. Very kind of like shamanic style. You can collect like different twigs, leaves, stones, and put it kind of in a mandala or a sun painting like they normally do, and see what that evokes, see what that inspires. So for me, let me see if I can show you the board. So it looks something like this. So with passion in the center, at the core, or that's the theme for the year. And then there are 4 areas that are going to be my main focus. I would recommend that you do at least 4 or 6 areas. It could be 10. It could be as many as you like, really. And what I would recommend in this workshop, I'm going to be sharing kind of like the step-by-step process that I use and that I would use with my clients. But for the sake of keeping this workshop not to 3 hours, because otherwise no one's gonna stay for all of it, you can go back to the recording, stop it, and take as long as you need to reflect on this. Maybe you want to create your own ceremonial space. So yeah, maybe something comes to you immediately in this session and you want to write it down, but also feel free to take that after the session and to do more self-reflection. So yeah, so you can do it in a way that works well for you if you have pen and paper, or you can just start just tuning into it and see what imagery comes to mind, places you're going to be in, people you're going to be hanging out with, projects you have in mind. What if you have 2 for the year? Yeah, perfect. Trust and evolve. Lovely. Yeah, you don't have to. For me, it was one very, very clear one. But it could be that there is no common theme for someone. It could be that you have 2. So yeah, you can put that at the core. What we're gonna do with that is we're gonna be doing a lot of work around the state of being, and that's when it's gonna come important. So yeah, so feel free to write it, draw it, do it later after the workshop. Just close your eyes and start bringing that vision into mind. Now, what I'm going to ask you to focus on, and this is when it comes to law of attraction and manifestation, I see a lot of quick techniques promising that if you do this visualization and if you repeat these affirmations, then you're going to get $1 million in your bank account overnight. If someone has got $1 million overnight doing these techniques, please let me know. I would be interested to see if that has actually happened to anyone out of all the videos and all the promises you see on YouTube and the internet. Not saying that it's not possible, don't get me wrong, but I think all these law of attraction and manifestation techniques are based on a quick fix, and the law of attraction is not a quick fix. It's not about one manifestation technique. It's not about saying one affirmation until you're bored of it. It's not about building the perfect vision board and visualizing it every day. It's not about one secret technique that some people have and some people don't. The law of attraction is all about your state of being. It's about resonance. It's called law of attraction for a reason. It's about what you attract. Like a magnet that attracts, I don't know, iron shavings. What we attract is dependent on our state of being. And by state of being, I mean our attitude, our beliefs about ourselves, beliefs about others, beliefs about the world, beliefs about what's possible and what's not. I'm talking about emotions. We focus on, or we feed, or we put more energy on. By state of being, I mean the energy we hold, our core vibration. And if you think about yourself like a ball of light, and if you think about all of us being connected, if you've done Theta Healing Meditations with me, you know what I'm talking about. We're going to do one at the end of this session. But when we connect with that field of white light, with that idea that we are all connected, the fact that me sitting here and Sarah and Armita and Claudia sitting where you guys are, the idea that we are separated beings that have nothing to do with each other is just an illusion. Yes, we are flesh and bone, and because the body is denser, because our energy is denser, we appear to be solid and separated from others. But if you think about this physical body as just a manifestation of an energetic construct, and if you think about it like a ball of light, it makes sense that that ball of light, as part of a field of light, connects us all together. Me, the chair, the shelf I have behind, everyone here doing this session, joining in the recording, wherever you are in the world, with the trees, with the animals, with all the beings in the galaxy, it makes sense that we are just, of course, individuals. We're still individuals. We are not the same, but we are part of a field of light that is all connected. And if you think about it that way, it makes sense that the people, the balls of light, or the people that you're going to encounter in your life, the events or the situations you're going to be in happen because you are in resonance with those, because your ball of light is in resonance with those balls of lights. And that's what we attract, and that's what the law of attraction is about. It's not a quick fix. It's not about a secret technique. It's not about having a magic wand. It's all about your energy and your state of being. And therefore, what you are in resonance through that field of white light, or quantum field, whatever you want to call it. And for that, the more you focus on your state of being, and the more I do this work, the more I realize that it's not about, I focus less and less on the goals. And yeah, I set goals and I have a vision. You saw it in the board, as a general sense of direction, if that makes sense, because that is really helpful. Otherwise, if you go like a headless chicken with no direction, with no sense of where you're going, then it's going to be very difficult to attract or to create what you want in terms of your projects, the people you want to attract, whatever you want to create in your life. right? But what I'm saying is that it's less and less about that and focusing on the goals and the specifics, and more about on your state of being. And the beauty of it is that, like I said before, sometimes when we build goals from the logical mind, we can limit ourselves. And sometimes you can think, right, I'm going to set a goal to have $1 million business, or whatever it is. Well, maybe the universe has in store a $3 million business for you, and you're limiting yourself by that. And when you focus on your state of being, and when you focus on raising your vibration, elevating yourself, healing, letting go of any trauma, limiting beliefs, programming, thinking inside the box, ideas about the world that might be limiting. When you focus on releasing that, then you become a magnet for much higher vibration people and events, for love, for joy, for happiness, for success, for abundance. So I tend to focus less and less on the specific goals and more on my state of being, on healing as much as I can. Because if you think about your ball of light again, and if you think about that like your pure essence, your soul, your what is at your core, your uniqueness. Because when we come here, that ball of light doesn't get contaminated until we start learning from our parents, from school, from TV, from social media, from friends, etc., etc. So we all have that ball of light, that essence within us. That's our core of who we truly are. Now, when we come here to the world, we are exposed to lots of I was going to say a swear word. I'm going to, one of my New Year resolutions is to not swear. So I'm going to use, we become conditioned, Sarah. I much prefer that expression. Yes. We are exposed to a lot of programming, to negative experiences, to unpleasant experiences, to pain, to suffering, to traumatic events, to parents that might not have done their healing, and they have their own issues and their own traumas, and we inherit a lot of that. And yeah, we become conditioned, we become programmed, we become contaminated. That ball of light that has our essence and that is like super pure, high frequency, unique, becomes more and more contaminated with those limiting programs, with the pain, with the fear. So if you think about it that way, the more you heal, the more you can transmute those dirty pockets of energy, programs, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, and you can become more and more and more that pure ball of light, that pure essence, right? And this is the main question that I'm going to be asking you today. What state of being do you need to be in to make sure that the vision you have for 2025 happens effortlessly, happens not because you're trying, not because you're putting a lot of effort, but because it's just a natural expression of your state of being? It happens because you are a magnet. So if you're thinking about, for example, finding your soulmate, finding a wonderful partner, if you're thinking about traveling the world, if you're thinking about starting your own business, if you're thinking about whatever that is, about running a marathon, whatever it's in your vision. So you don't have to thinking about the next step. So you don't have to be thinking and put a lot of effort and a lot of energy. But so it happens as a result of who you are every day. So it happens as a result of the vibration you hold every day. Maybe not every second of every minute of every day, because obviously we are humans and we get triggered and we have things to clear. But the more we are in that state, the more we can attract, and our vision will be in resonance with our state. And then it's when things flow. Then is when you don't need to be thinking about putting a lot of effort and doing all this. Visualization is great. Affirmations, I use that as well sometimes. They're great tools. But when you focus on your state of being, and that's where the magic happens. So what does that state of being look like for you? So your vision can happen as a result of that. Is if you think about it, what will be that state of being? So your vision just can't help but happen. It can't be any other way. It's gonna happen. And again, by state of being, it could be I don't know, what was it? So for me, because my theme was all about partner, I can't see from a distance, so I told it again. There was a lot about being grateful for me. So stepping a lot into the emotion of gratitude. See the joy available to me, choosing to see the joy available to me. Believe in unlimited potentials. And do everything with passion, with energy. So for example, gratitude is a big one that I would recommend. I mean, it's good for everyone. Even if it's not coming to you, it's good to the list. And I've started the year, I start my daily meditation with a practice of gratitude, because as simple as it is one of the most powerful practices that I've ever tried. If you follow Joey Dispenza, who has done a lot of research on meditation and visualizations and how you can reprogram yourself and change your brain through that, always talks about gratitude being the ultimate state of receivership. When you are grateful, you are sending the signal that there is more than enough. And then because you are sending the signal and you are in the belief that there is more than enough and that you have so much, then you get more and more. So yeah, but for you, it could be confidence, it could be power, it could be compassion, it could be kindness, it could be a belief, it could be like a mantra you need to repeat to yourself again and again, something you have to remember again and again. It could be a color. It could be something very kind of like energetic based. Last year, as part of my healing journey, and I talked about that in some of the sessions I did, the guidance I got was that I had to be focusing on being like a vessel, like a channel for healing and light for others. And as part of that's how I started the day, stepping into being that clear vessel and just becoming that vessel of healing and light to share for others. Easier said than done, of course. And now we're going to explore any resistance, anything that goes against it. But that was the idea. Basically, it could be by state of being, it could be emotions, it could be attitudes, it could be a belief, a mantra you want to repeat again and again. It could be an energy, it could be a frequency. So again, be creative and focus on that state of being. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is to close your eyes for a second and maybe take a few deep breaths, find a comfortable position, because I've been talking a lot. So just getting out of the logical mind and going more into your inner world and what's coming up for you today in this session. And start to bring that 2025 vision into your awareness, whether that's the list of your goals, the core theme, whether that's happening in images or like short clips, like a movie. Just bring it to your awareness. And now focus on the state of being you need to make this vision happen. So the only possible outcome of this state of being is your vision, without even thinking about it. Think about the beliefs, think about the energy, the frequencies, the emotions, any colors or sounds might come to mind. and starting to step into that state of being. And now what I'm going to invite you to pay attention to is if there is any resistance in the body. If when you bring your vision to mind, or when you think about the positive emotions, the high frequency energy, the empowering beliefs, if there is anything in the body, any parts of the body that tense up, or that don't feel quite right, any inner voices that might disagree, or that might be saying negative messages like, that's never going to happen, who do you think you are, never going to happen for you, this is an absolute waste of time. No judgment. We're not here to judge. You are just an external observer. But pay attention to these inner voices or unpleasant sensations, anything that goes against the vision, anything that doesn't feel quite right with that state of being. And if you have pen and paper, I would definitely recommend that you start writing that down. We're going to do a bit of work setting intentions to release this in a minute. We're also going to work with that in the healing meditation. But if anything is coming to your awareness, I would recommend that you write it down to work on it later. It might be a belief or a negative message that you have heard before, a good old friend. You're not good enough, you're dreaming, never going to happen for you. We all have good old friends like that repeat again and again. And that might be something to explore deeper another time. So again, we're not judging. We're not trying to fight it. I know these inner voices can be really annoying, but they're also very useful because they are the lead to follow, so you can get to the root of things. So don't see them as something negative, but something like a hint to follow, so you can follow that path, so you can get to the root of it. See it as a pilot in a car, when the light turns on and it's telling you that you don't have enough petrol or enough oil, or the brakes are not working. Wouldn't you be thankful that you have that? Because if the brakes are not working, you might have an accident. If you don't have enough petrol, you might get stuck in the middle of the road, in the middle of the motorway, or God knows where. So they are just a message. They're not something bad. They're just a message that is telling you, hey, there is something that needs attention here. Okay, my loves. So we're going to do the ceremony now with what we've been doing so far. So the way I do fire ceremonies, if you've been with me before, you know it's a very simple way, no paraphernalia, anyone can do this. So today I have this yin and yang candles here with me that I'm gonna light up. If you don't have a candle, that's perfectly fine. You can still join just with intentions. And of course, if you live in a big house with a big garden and you want to make this, like a big ceremony, like a big fire, to burn things or to gather with other people, that's really, really powerful. But I really like it because even with something as simple as a candle, because fire represents rapid transformation. When you put a bit of, like, for example, one of the things I use is toothpicks like this, because they're very easy to work to set intentions and burn. It could be a small piece of paper. Of course, be mindful of where you are, so you don't burn your house, or so you don't start a fire. But with something as simple, I have some Palo Santo as well that I really like, so I'm gonna light that up. With something so simple, because it represents rapid transformation, if you really allow yourself to connect with it, the brain will understand that change is happening. It's much more powerful than telling yourself, right, this year I'm going to be confident. I'm not going to let my inner critic annoy me anymore. If I get the inner message that I'm not good enough, I'm going to just ignore it and everything's going to be fine. You can tell that you can see a bit of smoke because it's the person. So don't worry, I'm not burning the house. If you really set the intention and you see the fire, turn that into ashes, the brain understands that much better, in a much more effective way than just words. So what I'm going to invite you to do is that you can either use toothpicks or pieces of paper where you can write down a few words. So for example, anything that you might have identified as a resistance, something that you want to let go of, whether that's a past experience or a relationship, a chapter of your life you want to close and leave behind. It could be a habit that you want to stop. It could be a limiting belief that is recurring. Make sure the key thing is that you really connect with it and that you set the intention. Whether that's with the piece of paper or the toothpick, you can set the intention to release it one at a time. You can blow into the toothpick or the piece of paper. Until it feels complete. No rush. Take your time to go through each one of them until it feels complete, starting the energetic release. And again, you might have a few you want to work on. You might want to spend more time creating that space for you. You might want to do it later when you can turn off the light and you don't have to be thinking about the camera and what I'm saying. Yeah, Julie, so the idea, be creative, do it in a way that works for you. If anyone else does it in a different way or has any other ideas, please feel free to share it here, because this is not like a methodology or anything like that. This is how I've done it many times, especially as part of when I did the shamanic energy healing training. But yeah, the idea is you identify. So for example, with me, let's say, because my focus is passion, I might want to do one round of passion and start with that. Anything that comes to me related to the idea of passion. And then once I'm ready, I burn the toothpick. And here again, the idea is to really see what the flame is doing, how it's burning, how the toothpick that was representing passion is transforming into something greater, into something else, right? And then you might want to do a round of things you want to release. So one toothpick might be, for example, one for me will be apathy. It could be fear. It could be a belief, whatever that is. And then I will do a few rounds with different pieces of paper or with different toothpicks. And then you can do a round of things you want to attract, maybe the areas of your life you want to improve, the goals you have set for yourself, maybe just focusing on your vision, just bringing the images to you and setting that intention. And again, when you're ready, when you feel that that's complete, into the fire. And that's also a way to let go of expectations and to just focus on the general direction, on the intention, but then you're letting the universe and God work in a smarter way, because sometimes we try to micromanage the universe. I'm an expert on this, and I'm trying to not be, because it's not good. But very often I find myself trying to micromanage the universe and planning everything and thinking how this is going to happen. This is where I want to get. So what I need to do and how this is going to happen. It has to happen this way because it can't happen the other way. Well, let go, let the universe Let the magic happen. Let a higher way of thinking decide what's the best and highest way for that vision to happen, to come into life. Have a clear direction, set the intention. You can say your prayers. Here, you can add some other meditations, be creative, whatever feels right for you. And then let go. And then let go. Do your best, but then let go, surrender to the outcome. And what I'm saying is that the more you surrender to the outcome, the more magic happens, because then unexpected things happen that you could have never imagined as part of your vision. It's like, oh, that came out of nowhere. I would have never thought that I would have got that opportunity. It's not easy to trust and surrender to the outcome, I'm going to say. It requires practice. More than practice, it requires practice, definitely. It requires a lot of letting go and a lot of not being attached to expectations, to results, to material things. But the more you do it, you will see that that invites wonderful things into your life. Yes, I'm saying I'm putting the intentions to some incense that I'm burning. Yes, of course, I had the Palo Santo. You could have sage, you could have incense, you could have essential oils. I mean, there are no rules here. So feel free to use any elements. Like I said, I really love to do the sun paintings with elements of nature, because again, we disengage from the logical mind and we're more in the present moment, and we can get that inspiration and those ideas. Now, the surprise that I mentioned before is that if you remember, in the last session, I mentioned that I was going to bring my medicinal stones. So the stones that I put together as part of when I was doing my shamanic energy healing training, and each one has a message. So this one, it's not obviously to tell you what to do, because you know what to do. You know what you need to do, but it's in case someone is lacking clarity or lacking direction and needs a bit of inspiration. So for me, when I had the first kind of like intuitive guidance, the theme of 2025 had to be passion, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. So, okay, I get it, but I think this is not coming from the right place. And then a few weeks later, I was meditating with the stones. I can't even remember what I was doing, but I picked one. Yeah, I think I was doing the ceremony in December before that, to kind of like to let go of 2024. And the stone I picked was all about passion. And I picked it randomly, just they were all together and it was just random. And then when I saw, and I don't remember, there are 13 of them, so I don't remember which one is for each topic. So it kind of confirmed or validated the idea that intuitively I had got already and that I didn't trust, because I am. So yeah, so this is not like, this is not a reading, this is nothing like that, this is not channeling anything, this is just, I'm just gonna let you know what the topics are, and just in case it gives you a bit of inspiration or ideas while you do the ceremony and burn your things, and then we're going to do the meditation. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to choose one number between 1 and 13, the first one that comes to awareness. Boom. 1 to 13, which one is coming to your awareness? And so just stay with that number. How can I, let me see if I don't make a massive mess by trying to do this. I think I can probably show it with this camera. I really want to show you the stones. Well, they are, yeah, something's gonna break. So I'll just show you the stones one by one. So with this camera that I can move more easily, they're there, so all together in a circle, in a cloth. I think this is not gonna come up in the recording because I'm using another camera for that. A lot of sevens I'm seeing in the comments. I can't wait to hear what that one is about. Right, okay. So anyone who chose number 1, you got this stone here, a turtle from Mexico, made up of obsidian. And the message from this one, or the theme, is adaptability, independence. Turtles trust their babies will make it. So trust that you have all the resources, and deep inside you, you will know the how. So if someone got number 1, that's the number 1. Number 2 is this bit of rose quartz here. And this one is all about self-love. And the message is treat me well, self-love, compassion, and focus on building a self-care routine and taking care of oneself. Number 3 is this black hematite here. and the message is simplicity is a virtue. So a very simple message to resonate with that. I don't think anyone has got 1, 2, or 3, or at least they have shared in the messages. Right. So if you got number 4, is this stone here? It's not a crystal. It's just from a beach in Spain. And this one is about being vigilant but not scared, like a jaguar, not scared of the night or the ugly. That's part of life. Become aware of it and transform it or use it to grow. So that's number 4. What I forgot to say is that in the medicine wheel, so all the stones are in a circle and they're part of a medicine wheel. So in the shamanic tradition I studied, the Quechua shamans from Peru, they have 4 different directions. The first one being represented by the serpent, which is all about deep healing, shedding old skin, letting go, very like physical, grounded work or type of healing. Then in the West, we have the jaguar, which is all about transcending our deepest fears so we can find our greatest treasures. Then in the North, we have the hummingbird, which is all about finding our calling and following our purpose, embarking on that epic journey the hummingbirds do when they migrate from, I think, Brazil all the way to Canada. And then the East is represented by the eagle, which is all about elevating yourself and transcending the obstacles. So same as the eagle flies really, really high and is still aware of the details, but sees things with perspective, is the same idea. So the first 3 ones belong to the first direction, to the serpent area. Now this 4th one and the 2 next ones are part of the jaguar or west direction. So number 5 is this one. This is the one about passion. This is the one I got when I was doing my ceremony. Fire, time to get things moving. And it felt like it was deep in the earth, like a volcanic area, like it has a volcanic energy. And I think some people have put in the comments that have got a 5. Sarah, Vanessa, can't see. So yeah, passion for all of us in 2025. Amazing. Right. If you got number 6, is this one here. And that's all about richness, joy, time to plant seeds and see them grow. It has a very fertile energy, like a very fertile quality to it in terms of creation. Right. So those 1, 4, 5, and 6, those belong to the West or Jaguar directions. Oh, Vanessa saying Pisces and passion. We are the same. What a great combination. Vanessa, 2025 is going to be a year. I can feel it. Right. So number 7, and here we will be moving to Hummingbird. So it's all about purpose, embarking on the journey, following your path. Is this one here? And this one is about finding your true essence, back to basics, and going deep within and removing layers. So all about going to that core, to that true essence. Number 8 is this one that has 2 sides, actually. I lost it. I'm just looking at my phone because I have all the descriptions here because I lost my notebook. So whoever found this is gonna have a laugh because he has all my notes from the healing and the ceremonies I was doing. So yeah. So 2 faces. The visible is not always the only thing. The obvious is not always all that is. Yin and yang are elements of the same coin. So that's very profound. What is stone number 6? Was this yellow one, which is about richness, joy, time to plant seeds, and very fertile, growing, creating, that type of energy. Right, and then we have number 9, which is this one. No, it's not this one, actually. It's this one. They're very similar. At the cross of many paths, there are many timelines or paths available to you. Choose wisely. Reflect before taking your next steps and look around and ask yourself, where is this taking me? So whatever you're doing, whatever action, whatever decision, the words you say, whatever thought, what is this? Where is this taking me? Right. So number 10 is another black one. And the message is, the darkness and uncertainty are necessary for balance. Trust, without darkness, there wouldn't be light. Patience, and go within. Number 11. So now 10, 11, and 12, we are in eagle direction. Is this small one here? This is from a park. And this is about, the message is float, flow, be flexible, not rigid, and destroy the walls. And we have the last one, number 12, which is this beautiful selenite sphere. And the message is believing your strength, believing your power, be light inside. And every time I hear this be light inside, I think about light as in light, the opposite of darkness, but also light, the opposite of heavy. And be clear of vision. And then we have number 13, which is kind of like one that represents all the circle together and the lineage. So this one doesn't belong to any of the 4 directions. And this one, the message is, I'm high flying, hovering with the clouds. I don't get attached or involved. I'm not affected by the world below. I just observe. Everything is a dream. So I hope that resonated with you, with the number you got, maybe some of the other stones, maybe something ignited something in you, whatever that was, if that was of inspiration. Jay saying, oh my God, that's what I'm hoping for, not try to anger, etc. Yeah, so yeah, a reminder with different words of what you need to do. Detaching, not getting involved, not getting attached. What was that granite stone? Is it this one, Claire, the one you mean, the sandstone? Because some of these are just stones that I've been collecting. Like some of them are from my childhood that I collected from a beach or from a park. Some of them are crystals. So yeah, bit of variety, but I don't know exactly the one you meant. So yeah. So if that resonated with you, you can do another toothpick or another piece of paper for that, for the candle. I'm gonna put that out now for the meditation. And this is something that I really loved doing. Stone number 9. Stone number 9. Oh, this is the one that this at the cross of different pathways. I think this one must come from a beach in Spain. This is one of the ones that I had in a box from my childhood. So I don't know if it's a mineral in particular or it just has lots of lines, as you can see. So I guess that's why it inspired the being at the point of having many paths or timelines in front of you, and the importance of choosing what you say, what you think, what you believe, so you can uh, position yourself in the one in the highest frequency one, or the one that is in your best and highest way. Okay, my loves, so beautiful ceremony here. Again, feel free to take that for later and continue with that. And now we're gonna wrap up the session with a healing meditation. So make yourself comfortable. And I know that was a lot to take. We've been building the vision, and then identifying resistance, and then the ceremony, and then the stones sharing some wisdom uh, with us. So now all you need to do is relax and let go. I'm gonna play some music in the background, actually. Although I never know which microphone picks it up. Natural History Museum might know what they are. Yeah, God knows. Maybe it's like imagine it's like one of those like prehistoric stones or something like that. And I have it here sitting here like it's a normal pebble from the sea or a normal rock. Right. Well, so let me know, guys. I'm gonna play that music in the background. I don't want to play it too loud so it doesn't become overpowering or there's no vibration. If it's too overpowering, let me know. But yeah, find yourself a comfortable position, whether that's sitting down or lying down, whatever feels better for you. And when you find that comfortable position, close your eyes. And let's take a few deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth, if that feels right. Making each breath a bit deeper and a bit longer. Sending the signal to the body that it is safe to be here, that it is safe to relax. And becoming more and more aware of the inner world, letting go of any thoughts, any tension that are not relevant to this session. Just becoming aware of what's going on for you, becoming an observer. If any emotions, if any inner voices, if any sensations come up, do not judge, nor react, just become aware of them. Detaching yourself from them and just becoming an observer. Allowing the muscles around the belly, the rib cage, the chest to relax with each breath, letting them expand with each inhalation and contract with each exhalation. Letting them move freely with each breath. We tend to hold a lot of tension around the muscles involved in the breathing. So allowing them to relax, not forcing them, just inviting them to relax so they can move at the pace that feels right for you. Allowing the body to relax more and more and more with each breath. Bringing the awareness to your feet. Visualize a torrent of pure white light coming all the way from the center of the earth towards your feet. Feeling that connection to Mother Earth through these cords of white light or roots of white light. And allowing this torrent of pure white light to go up through the feet, up through the legs, up along the spine, opening up and energizing all the energy meridians, the energy channels, until this pure energy reaches the top of your head. And here it forms a bubble of white light at the top of your head. And you see yourself stepping into this bubble of white light. And taking a deep breath, let it be your vehicle. And let it take you up, 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 higher and higher. Out of the room you're in, out of the house or building you're in. Up through the sky, through the clouds, elevating yourself more and more with each breath, becoming lighter and lighter. Out of the earth now and into the star, the galaxy. Continuing to go up, up, up through different layers of the universe, seeing different stars, different constellations, different dimensions. Continue to go up, 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 up. Elevating yourself a bit more with each breath and continuing to go up, up, up until you reach a place where everything is pure white light. All you can see is bright white light. But it is a very pleasant experience to be here. The energy here is of unconditional love, the highest frequency energy one could ever experience. And here you feel one with God, with the universe. And just being here surrounded by this energy of unconditional love and this sense of connectedness is healing, is empowering, is uplifting. It's already starting to change your state of being. And I'm going to ask God, the creator of all that is, to send a torrent of healing energy and unconditional love to every person here doing this meditation or watching the recording, to heal, to release, to transmute that resistance you have identified that could be blocking your vision for 2025. If it's a sensation or an energetic block in the body, let it be cleared by this healing energy. If it's a limiting belief or a negative thought, let it be rewritten into an empowering one. If it's a part of yourself that lacks the confidence or the power, an old chapter of your life, an old relationship, allow this healing energy to heal and to process whatever needs to be resolved, to cut any cords that might be linking you to people who are not in your highest interest. If it's taking you to an earlier memory or to a younger part of yourself, just let them be healed. You can even have a conversation with them, ask them what they need, tell them what they need to remember, something they need to know. Continuing to send that torrent of healing energy and unconditional love. Beautiful. And now bringing your awareness back to that state of being that is going to make your 2025 vision happen as a natural result. Those positive emotions, empowering beliefs, attitudes, behaviors, habits, frequencies, energies that you need to hold. So your vision for 2025 is the only possible outcome of this state of being. And you may find yourself supercharging yourself with a certain frequency or an emotion. Downloading a more empowering program or set of beliefs. The qualities of your energy field changing. Maybe the temperature, the color. Maybe you feel your energy field expanding, becoming lighter, more vibrant, maybe calmer. There is no right or wrong. But really stepping into that state of being, really becoming that state of being. Beautiful. And now connecting with the big, deep feeling of gratitude for everything you have in your life. Even when we are at our worst, even in the most difficult moments, there is always something to be grateful for. There is always some joy. So feeling truly grateful for everything and everyone you have in your life. For the healing you're doing. For your vision for 2025. The more grateful we feel, the more we receive. So sending that signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. You are in this beautiful flow and harmony of giving and receiving. And taking a deep breath, coming back to that field of white light where we started this healing. And taking a few breaths here, enjoying the energy of unconditional love, maybe even feeling the tingling of this white light. Enjoying again that sense of connection, of being connected to the universe, to everyone, to God, to all the beings on the earth. And take a deep breath, slowly starting to make your way back down the same way you came up here, through different layers of the universe, going through different dimensions, seeing different stars, different constellations, coming down, down, down. Back to the earth now, coming down through the clouds, through the sky, becoming more and more physical. Coming back to the building you're in, to the room you're in, and finally landing back in the physical body. And bringing your awareness to your feet. Let's take a few moments here to ground, to connect with those cords of white light or roots of white light, connecting you deeply into Mother Earth. Maybe noticing your feet planted on the floor. Really important that we do some grounding after we do Theta Healing, to allow the healing, the energy work to be anchored in the physical plane, in the physical body, in the physical reality. And when you're ready, slowly start to make any movements that feel right to the body. Maybe just wiggling toes and fingers at the beginning, maybe moving the head side to side, rolling the shoulders, or taking a full body stretch if that feels right. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and meet me back in the screen and this wonderful community of people meditating together. Of course, if you feel like remaining in this state of relaxation, or if you want to continue with the healing, feel free to do so, whatever feels right for you. If you fell asleep, that's also perfectly fine. If that's what the body needed, that's what the body needed. I'm gonna turn the music off. Okay, my loves. So welcome back, everyone. Let me know how the journey went. And this will be a good moment, by the way, if you have pen and paper handy, to write down any insights, any guidance, any inspiration that might have come up for you during the whole session, during the meditation in particular. If you have any questions, also more than happy to answer. And we are going to wrap up in a minute. Thank you, Sarah, for your donation. So generous. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So I'm going to take the opportunity to thank you all, guys, because I recognize some of your names and your little faces that I see passing by in the screen. Thank you for your support, your reviews, your positive feedback, your donations. Very much appreciated and very welcome. And yeah, thank you for being here, because with your insights, when you share your journey, when you ask your questions, you make these sessions so much richer. So thank you all for being here, especially if anyone was here from the beginning and has been here for, oh, not too bad. When I was 16, I thought it was going to be like one of those, it was like maybe 2 hour long sessions or something like that. So yeah, not too bad, not too bad, but still a long time. So if you were here all that time, thank you for bearing with me. Like I say, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, drop me a message later. I'm always happy to hear from you and happy to point you to more relevant resources. I have lots of resources ready to share with you. If you resonated with this process, I have a course here on Insight Timer called Step Into Your Power with Confidence and Joy. I think it's a 10 or a 7. I think it's a 7-day course, if I remember correctly. And it will take you to a similar through a similar process, but in more detail, with more prompts for journaling and for self-reflection. We have a recorded healing meditation like this one, but properly without, because maybe you hear noises if I'm moving or the microphone, so properly recorded. A couple of healing meditations, I think. So feel free to check that out if that resonated. And if, of course, if you want to know more about what I do, you can always check out my profile. My website is in there to know more about the techniques I use. I'm not going to be doing much one-on-one work until next year, actually, because normally I work with programs, so it can be kind of a container and a process, the healing journey. So I don't have time to offer that anymore, because I'm going to be on maternity leave from, I don't know, around late February. So I might be releasing some one-on-one sessions, some slots, if I have free. So yeah, if you were interested in some one-on-one guidance, feel free to check that out or to let me know. But yeah, it needs to be in the next few weeks, because I'll be wrapping up towards the end of February. I'm feeling really well at the moment, but I don't know, as I get bigger and bigger, I'll probably feel more tired and wanting to do less and less. So yeah, so now it's the time if you have any questions, or if you want to do any condensed one-on-one work together. I don't have any other live sessions scheduled yet, because I need to think about, I need to have a look at my calendar. I need to see how much time I'm available. If you have any suggestions on topics that you would like me to cover, please let me know, whether that's here in the comments or if you want to drop me a message, because I always listen to you. And I mean, unless it's something that I have no idea of or that I don't know how to cover, I always take your suggestions into account. I will probably be doing another workshop next Thursday. So ideally, I would like to continue with the weekly ones on Thursdays, like I was doing before Christmas. But yeah, so the best way to know what's coming next is following me on Insight Timer, or connect with me so you can be notified on next events, new tracks, and more good stuff. So thank you all, my love. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this session and that you got something from it. I didn't even wish you Happy New Year at the beginning of the session. I think I didn't. I think we just went straight into let's work on the vision. I think I didn't say Happy New Year. Hope you had a nice Christmas. Maybe I did. No, I don't remember, but I don't think so. So anyway, we hope you had a good start to 2025 and wishing you a very Happy New Year. And yeah, be in touch, and I will be definitely around with more live sessions. So make sure you follow me to know what's coming up next. But thank you so much for all of you being here. Sending much love and light to you all. And I'll see you soon. Take care, my loves. Bye-bye.